Mr. Portillio Sanchez.
Did you catch that alcohol, fentanyl, and cocaine, the unholy trinity of court violations? This isn't just a bond slip-up. This is a judge's nightmare scenario.
Judge was presumptively positive for alcohol, fentanyl, and cocaine use.
Your Honor, he wants to take a plea for 180 days today, which he's got 22 days credit, so.
I don't know. I mean, I think the last time we had said a year, right?
Yeah.
We set it for trial, I think, on the 22nd-ish, and he wants to plead to 180. No? Okay. Will you accept, is there anything the court would accept? No.
I mean, I'm over and over and over. And I don't know if that's what it is that's causing everything in all these cases. But I have a sneaky suspicion that it could be due to all that. You now tested positive for cocaine, fentanyl, what else?
An alcohol, Judge.
Alcohol. You were on bond for 5 different violent cases.
Pause here. Defendant is already on bond for 5 violent cases. That means the stakes are sky high. One wrong move. Whole system looks like it failed.
This goes with you. I'm sorry, Mr. Portillio. What I would like to do, because obviously now we now know that there may be a more substantive issue that may be caused.
This is huge. Judge is shutting down what's called the revolving door of justice. Instead of tossing someone in for 30 days and watching them come right back, he's demanding answers about addiction fueling crime. Smart move or too soft? What do you think?
Continue to take these cases where we're basically pleading guilty, throwing him in there 30 days, gets out, and he picks up another felony. We have now 4 or 5 open felonies? No. I'm not going to continue to perpetuate this revolving door of you picking up a case, getting out, picking up a case, getting out, picking up a case, and now you're testing positive. No. We will now get to the root of what the problem is and why you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, now 15. It ends today. Goes with you? We'll have him to your ass. Let's see what it says. And then, you know, but I'm not just going to continue to do the same thing in hopes that when he gets out. So, send it for Tiraz. We'll come back in a couple days, get the report, and let's see what they say on how it goes. Okay. But I'm not going to just continue to do the same thing and hope for a unicorn, because it's just not going to happen, you know?
I would like to just.
It's up to you.
I would like, I mean, if.
Can.
Right.
Let's figure out what's going on.
Sure. I just want to see what option, I mean,
Sure.
Obviously as his attorney, I need to see what his options are and meet with him.
And I don't want you to do anything you are not kosher or not happy with, you know? Before we do anything, you know, of course I want your blessing. And if he says no to what they say, then we just go
Have a
try.
try.
And we'll go one after the other. Just be ready, please. Okay.
Should we, I guess, set him like for Friday or something and see, I don't know.
It's probably gonna be the processing today. I don't know if we're tomorrow.
You know, there's no way. It's now 11:30. Till tomorrow, he's still going to be processing.
Right.
So we can't start the TRAS until he's out. Latest will probably be Wednesday is when we get it done. I would say we probably will have the report.
Well, but he'll be set for bail review automatically, right? For Wednesday or?
But if he stays in holdover, somebody can come over there.
We usually have people come here to do the TRAS here.
Right, okay.
Here
Okay.
to try to expedite it so that they don't sit there for a week or
Sure.
2 weeks, you know, because we want to. It's not the idea. It's just to hold, just for the sake of holding, is to get it done quick, so you guys can make the informed decision quick, and we'll see. You know, and the idea is hopefully he's honest, and then try to get to the cause because
The options.
you know before there's a murder case because he's using and he does something that's irreparable. You know,
I
I
understand.
mean, how many times have we seen it? So okay, guys.
Thank you.
Tiger.
Mr. Mayor Rich, Sorry, Judge, I just have,
Man,
I'm terrible. I'm in this death penalty capital, so I just don't.
still?
Yes, Your Honor. We're 2 out of 3 weeks. I just have 4 minutes left on my bathroom break. Mr. Thomas tested. It looks like his marijuana.
And there it is, the judge's patience finally snaps. After repeated violations out of second chances, here's the million-dollar question. Is jail the only way to break the cycle, or could strict treatment have worked?
Yeah, right. Justin,
Yes, Your
what
Honor.
do I need to do? Put his butt in jail?
I think we've been in felony court this morning, so I don't want you to think he wasn't here. He was.
I don't care
He was
about
great.
Care about him continuing to use and continuing to do whatever the hell he wants to do without regard to bond conditions. You do what you want to do. I think I have but one choice, Justin, and to just put him in jail.
Judge, what do you think about some AA meetings or some?
I don't think it'll. When did we order him not to use?
What was the last name again, Judge?
This is Thomas, Mr. Thomas.
Conditions were set in place on October 11th.
This past October, we told him not to use.
The marijuana is negligible, so it's almost out of the system. It was at 0.005, I think. I understand the court's frustration and concern.
If it's been bond conditions since October, we're now nearly April 1st. It's been 6 months. So it should have been way, way gone.
No, it was from the positive. So you admonished him on the positive not to use, and then, so this was his first test since,
February 6th.
right, and so that's what I'm saying. So the marijuana is negligible. I know it's not an excuse, but I don't know that we read all of our bond conditions about alcohol. Now, I know that's not an excuse because he signed for it. I get it. But I do want to point out to the court that the marijuana is basically out of his system. It was like, that's why I'd asked for the levels, but it was like at a 0.05 or 0.05. It was,
Alicia, do you see that?
The levels, Judge, let me see if it's in the email.
it was, I asked for that, Judge.
I know. I saw that you did. What do you do for a living? Where do you work?
Russo's Pizzeria. I'm a chef.
What is it?
Russo's Pizzeria. I'm a chef.
He's a chef at Russo's Pizzeria, and we're in school. So we are being productive members of society.
How do I know that? Am I supposed to take your word for it?
You can take his mom's, Judge. I talk to his mom pretty much on a regular basis.
Judge, if you see that number, however, truthfully, I don't know what that means. But it is a low number. So that's all I have to offer for, but.
Here's what we're going to do, is I'm putting a scram monitor on his ankle, so I know that he's not consuming alcohol.
Yes, sir.
I'm now going to put a GPS monitor, and I'm giving you a curfew, because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. I'm giving you a 10 p.m. curfew. If you ever have another bond violation, I'm going to revoke your bond, and I'm going to make it so high. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm sorry.
I will test you again in 2 weeks. If you test positive for marijuana after 2 weeks, then that tells me that you've continued to use, and I'm going to lock you up. Do you understand?
Sir.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe it's news to go back to very important cases.
Yeah, so he's back in 2 weeks to test. If he tests positive after the 0.05 nanograms or whatever the hell it is, if he's still testing positive,
I have
then
nothing.
that's
I have
it.
nothing left to say, Judge.
All right.
I will be speechless.
All right.
Your Honor, I am here on Mr. John C. Joseph, alleged BBR violation, Judge. Sitting over in the jury box. It's my understanding that he left his area curfew area on 9:07 p.m. on 5/20 came back at 9:31, approximately 24 minutes. I spoke with him. It's my understanding that he went over to his sister's house because he and his girlfriend had gotten into a heated discussion. He informed me.
Mr. Joseph.
He informed me that he left to stop proceeding the assault or possibly assault between the two.
I do everything in my power to try to prevent people from going back into custody. But some people just refuse to just, I don't know what I can do to get your attention. We now have 2 open cases, and now this is your second bond violation. What do I need to do to get your, what do I need to do to get your attention? Is it putting you back in jail, Mr. Joseph, and making your bond high?
Sir.
Your actions tell me different.
Notice the frustration? The judge is basically saying, how many times do I have to warn you before it sticks? This moment shows how bond isn't just freedom, it's a test of trust.
This is what we're going to do. I'm sending him now for a drug and alcohol test. I want to know what, if anything, is in the system. You were to come back. If you fail the test, if you fail to take the test, if you fail to come back, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I don't want you to say anything. I want you to go take.
I'm offended. I don't have time for it to get on my system.
You have been on bond, Mr. Joseph.
Okay, so you'll have to let judges, yeah.
I think the last time he was in court, Judge, I think he made an admission that he had used drugs during that court appearance. And if that's the case, he may be correct in that it may still be in his system, Your Honor, because it hasn't been 30 days.
The first burglary of a motor vehicle has been open since June of 2024. Since that time, I have told you not to use.
Okay, how?
Take a seat for me. I don't know what we're gonna do. Take a seat.
Thank you, Judge.
You were here in June last year. Because you came in late then. Now we have another set of bond violation for you coming in.
Was he,
Why would I continue to let you go? I let you go already once and you did it again.
instead of voting on Thursday,
Do you see what I mean? Because me, if I let you go, then I'm telling you it's okay for you to do what you're doing, when it's not.
Judge, if I may, I believe that he has a legitimate reason. I believe that if he had not gone, there was the possibility that an assault or some other harm could have happened to his girlfriend. From my conversation with Mr. Joseph, he informed me that he left, and it was just for only 24 minutes. He left in order for both of those parties to cool down before a fight or an act of violence escalated between those two parties. I personally think that that was the right thing to do.
Hold on a second. Who do you live with at home?
My girlfriend, but my sister stay right down the sidewalk in the same apartments.
You stay in a complex.
Yes, sir.
She doesn't live with you.
Huh?
She doesn't live with you.
No, not my sister.
So who is the fight with?
It's my understanding that it was his girlfriend.
Is it the family here?
My girlfriend here.
So the fight was with who?
It wasn't a fight, it was a words that was about to escalate into a fight, at which time he left for a cooling off period with his
My
girlfriend. And he left, nothing serious could have happened. I believe that was, even though it was a violation of the bond condition, I believe that it could have been worse had he not left.
If you put your hands on anyone, I don't care who it is, if it's a woman, if it's a man, I'm gonna put my hands all over you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Nothing in this life can justify you putting your hands on anyone. You have
Man, my
two.
hands on her. I just left so the situation could cool down.
You have 2 open cases. At all times, you need to be thinking to yourself, if I do this, what's going to happen? If I say this, what's going to happen? If you're going to antagonize, meaning if you're going to say something that makes someone flip out on you, and the laws come over, and they see you, and they look you up, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go against you. You need to be thinking of these things at all times. You get into a fight with them, words, it's always going to end up bad for you. I understand and I appreciate de-escalating the situation, meaning you're leaving so that it doesn't end up in anything more. But it shouldn't be like that in the first place. Are you working?
No, I just did 3 job applications. I'm waiting on the interview to
Mr. Judge, yes, sir, I know you are.
I don't care.
I do, Judge.
This is powerful. Judge is spelling it out. Too much idle time leads to self-destruction. He's not just sentencing here, giving life advice. Do you think this kind of tough love actually works?
Why aren't you working?
I just recently started looking for jobs.
You have too much time on your hands. You need something to do in this life before it takes you down. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. You need something to do in this life. It's time for you to start working. And I want to see that you get a job. Toria, can we help them out?
Yes, I'll give them some resources.
We're going to give you resources to try to help you get a job. There's no reason why you can't have a job within the next couple weeks if you try. When you put your heart and soul into it, you can achieve damn near anything. It's just how badly do you want it? That's what it amounts to. And when you do get a job, if you really do a bang-up job, and if you do well, and you don't do stuff half-assed, all you're going to do is you're going to go up, and you will make more money. The higher you go up in a job, the more money you're going to make. And then everybody's happy. When you get to buy nice things, that's what life's about. Not the janky, stupid-ass jobs where you're making $6 an hour. No. Work hard so you can make a lot of money. All right.
It's great.
I'm not going to ding you. I don't want any more issues. Do you understand, Mr. Joseph?
Yes, sir.
I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see that you have a job. 2 to 3 weeks. If I see that you haven't put any effort into it, it's not going to go well between us. I also don't want you to use any dope. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
If I find that you're testing positive, likewise, it won't go well for you. All right, Mr. D.
Thank you, Your
You're
Honor.
good.